Hello YouTube, welcome to David Hassel's Roger Game Reviews, and this week I'm reviewing Policenauts. Policenauts is quite simply an unknown, unappreciated gem of a game. It only came out in Japan, which was a huge shame because it never came out in the West. I mean, you could have imported it, but unless you understood Japanese, you couldn't read the dialogue or even read the text, which is a huge shame. And for a long time, this game couldn't be enjoyed by the West at all. But late last year, there was a translation patch created by the Policenauts translation team. And how it worked was, you ripped the ISO off the PlayStation disc, you applied the patch to the game, and then you burnt a brand new copy of the game with the English translation on, which was brilliant because it could now be enjoyed by everyone. Originally the game came out on the NEC PC 982194. There was a version released the following year for the 3DO, but the problem with the 3DO version was that it couldn't get the compression right for the videos, and it just looked so ropey and had lots of artifacts. And then for the following year, for PlayStation, they released it, and it was much more improved. But by far the best version of the game, which was released the same year as the PlayStation version, was the Sega Saturn version. That was the best version for many reasons. One, they released it onto 3 discs, whereas it was released onto 2 discs for the PlayStation version. And the reason it was put on 3 discs was because the Sega Saturn version didn't have any video decoding capabilities. So what they did was, they basically didn't use hardly any compression, and they basically put all the cinematics onto 3 discs. And because of that, the quality of them is much better. Plus, on the Saturn version, you also had light gun support as well. But unfortunately, the Saturn version hasn't been translated yet. It's a real shame because I'd love to play the Saturn version. But I'm grateful that we've got the PlayStation version translated though. Okay, it was created by Hideo Kojima, and it is the spiritual successor to Snatcher. And it is just such an incredible game. It's so cinematic. It's like watching a movie, but you know, as a game. Absolutely incredible. So, let's get on with the review. That is an amazing little tune. Hideo Kojima loved that tune so much that he actually used it for the opening of Metal Gear Solid. Okay, Policenauts. The basic storyline is, mankind is venturing into space. They're creating space stations, they're going to planets, they're even on the moon. But in the midst of all this, there is still crime, and you still need policemen, hence Policenauts. Police who are also trained as astronauts to deal with this. The main character is Jonathan Ingram. He's a policenaut, and one day there is an accident and his suit gets flown off straight into space. But luckily he survives because attached to his spacesuit is a survival board, which essentially puts him into cryogenic sleep and is awakened 25 years later. It takes him a few years to readjust, but he now is a private detective. And one day, who walked through the door? His ex-wife. Quite a surprise to him, yep. And she asks him to investigate her husband's disappearance. At first he's a bit hesitant, but as she leaves, her car explodes, so from that point onwards he's pretty much in. So he goes to the Beyond Coast space station, which was where he was, and then the accident happened, so it's the first time returning back there. And he's come back and it's a full space station. I mean, it's filled with people, you know, it's been around for, was it 28 years? Or, actually no, I think in this they're actually about to celebrate their 30th anniversary. So he goes there to investigate his ex-wife's husband's disappearance, and he asks for help from his fellow policenaut, Ed Brown, who is in the Beyond Coast Police Department. That is the storyline. I will not say anything more because it will spoil the game, but it's a fantastic storyline, and you keep playing it because you just want to know what's going to happen next. I love this game. It's incredible, the fact that this is a fan translation. And you read the dialogue and it's spot on, everything. There isn't anything that just seems out of place. This looks as if Konami themselves translated this game. And even though it's Japanese dialogue, it's actually better that way because, I don't know, I think sometimes when you try to redo dialogue in a different language, you lose something in translation. Whereas with this, you can't understand what they're saying, but the mannerisms, the way they say it, with the translated text, it's a great experience, and it's the best way to play a game like this. Visuals are just amazing. It's such a world apart from Snatcher. I mean, Snatcher's a fantastic game, but this just goes off, it takes the basics from that and goes off in its own direction. It's a beautiful game. It's got fantastic cutscenes, brilliant pre-rendered backgrounds, and just an awesome storyline. But the thing that stands out the most is the music. When I was recording all this, I was recording tunes, and I've still got on my computer, and I just keep playing. They're just incredible. It's incredible music. I mean, the music in this, and especially Snatcher, are absolutely incredible. There's a lot of things in this game. I mean, at one point you get to disarm a bomb, which is really cool, and there's quite a few shooting elements as well, which are really nice. I mean, there are a lot of different elements which really help the pacing of this game. So you're always doing something different. I would definitely recommend this. I mean, if you're into point-and-click games, adventure games, or just classics of gaming, I would seriously recommend this game. It's amazing to think that I waited at least over 10 years to play this game. But thanks to Retroware TV, they did a special on this, and that's how I found out that this game had in fact been translated. And the first thing I did was I found out how to get a copy of the game. I mean, what I did was, instead of trying to translate the copy I had, I found it was a lot easier just to literally download the ISO with the translation already in place. Policenauts, fantastic game. It's at least 10 hours on average to complete this game. So, my final thoughts. This is a game I've waited probably for a decade to play, and was it worth it? Yes, it was totally worth it. It is just such an awesome game. I mean, I think about it from this point of view, right? It came out in '96, so I can't judge it by today's standards, but for its time, visually awesome. Music is incredible. I've recorded half these tracks on my computer, and I keep playing them over and over. They're just such incredible pieces of music. I mean, this is one of these instances where video games and music come together in such a beautiful and incredible togetherness. And this game achieves that by the bucket load. Basically, if you love Snatcher, I would really recommend this game. I mean, alright, you have to buy the game and then apply the translation patch, which can be a bit of a pain. Or what you could do, if you own the original game, is actually download the ISOs of the internet with the translation already applied. That's what I did, because it was just a lot easier than trying to actually, apply the patch to it. It definitely gets a David Hasselhoff thumb of approval. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this game. You're in for an incredible treat. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, peace out.